Hi everyone, welcome to my video. In this time, I would like to explain about travel writing. Happy watching! There are 5 topics that I am going to discuss. The first one is what travel writing. The second one is what's good travel writing. The third one is writing process. Then tips in travel writing. And the last one is how to take a good travel photographs. First discussion is what travel writing is. So, travel writing is simply writing about a place or location, or it's about a story or experience of visiting a place or destination. It can come in many forms and contexts, and you can find many pieces of travel writing in newspaper, magazine, email, a blog, and many others. When you are writing about travel, you have to consider some characteristics of a good travel writing. The first one is informative. So your writing should inform people about the destination, very specific. And the second one is honest. So you have to be honest when you are writing because the reader want to know a real condition of that place. And then the next one is entertaining. So the writing must be entertaining, must be fun, so it can attract the reader to read more and more. And the last one is inspiring. So hopefully your writing can inspire people to do something else, to visit that place, or to do something that can be positive. Okay, now we talk about writing process. So sometimes you will spend much time in planning and writing and also in editing. The first one is plan. So you have to do brainstorming first before you write. You have to find out what you are going to write, what point that you want to explore or describe in your writing. More you plan, easier to write. So it's okay, you spend more time in planning because after that you will write easier. And the second one is write. So after having the plan, you can do write anything that you want to write. Then the last one is you have to edit your writing. How to do self-editing? The first one is you have to read aloud because sometimes when you read aloud you will find many mistakes on your writing, so you can edit the writing as soon as you find the mistake. You get it? Good. Okay, now we talk about travel writing tips. Actually, there are plenty tips in travel writing, but I will tell you some of them. The first one is gives a personal account. So you will write the story and the writing based on your personal experience, and you can post on your blog so the reader can access your writing easily. And then the next one is first person narrative. So when you are describing and when you are telling the story, you have to use I in your writing. And the next one is use past tense because the story already happened and you already visited that place, so please use past tense. And the next one is uses humor. Humor can make your writing more interesting and also make the reader not bored with your writing. And the next one is use personal experience and anecdotes, stories from experience. So here you can write based on your real experience. Every step that you do in that place, you can tell them. Every single thing that is very important and very interesting you can share to the reader. And the next one is can be colloquial. So when you are writing, you can ask some questions to the reader. So you are like having conversation with the reader. So the name of this style is cherry style. You can ask the reader and also you can answer by yourself like you are having a chit chat with the reader. And the next one is don't use phrases and words you wouldn't use in a speech. So here it's different between spoken and written language. So you have to avoid some written language like ears or about or something else that indicate that it is for speech or spoken language. Don't try to be clever or formal. The best writing sounds natural and has personality. It should sound like you. Don't try to be gonzo or really hilarious unless you're sure it's working. And the next one is uses facts about the place described. So here, some reader usually want to know some facts in the destination. What's true about the destination? So you have to be honest and use facts about the place that you have described. And the next one is can give a strong opinion. Can be critical or sarcastic. So because it's based on your personal experience, you can give judgment about that place, whether it's good, it's bad, it's recommended, or it's disgusting, or it's very dirty, or something else. So feel free to give a strong opinion about that place. Okay, now I would like to add more tips in this video because I think it's very important. And the first one is have a clear storyline in mind. So a trip is not a story in itself, it's just a series of events. Some of these events will be interesting, so you have to write it, but some will not. So you have to avoid to write. Okay, so as a writer, your first job is to decide on the particular story you want to tell and the event which make up the story, and also ensuring all those events are interesting or usable to the reader. And you can blacklist the timeline that is not important for the reader. And the next one is make sure your article has a purpose or goal. Some trips have a physical objective like reaching the top of Kilimanjaro or crossing Costa Rica, seeing a tiger, or searching some food when you have a hunt in some places. So you have to make sure that the article have direction and purpose. The next one is edit your experience to fit your story. So the stories have a characters, have dialogue, have pace, plot, suspense, drama, and etc. And all of those things need shaping and organizing to hold the reader attention. Once you know your storyline, gather the experience that fit in and dump the rest. And number 4 is write an irresistible first paragraph. You can start a travel article any way you like to grab the reader's attention. You can use drama, humor, dialogue, or chatty style, but those first sentences must grip like a glue. And the next one is include character and dialogue. So you can include the characters or the people that you find in the destination, And also you can make dialogue with other people that you interview or you meet in the destination. Okay, the next tips is value the difference between show and tell. Show and tell actually a storytelling techniques that we probably use without realizing. Showing is when you slow down your writing and describe a scene in detail. But in telling is simply moving the story along. She lied to me, for example. But in showing, you would tell the reader about the scene, how he lied to me, for example. The next one is aim to entertain the reader, not impress them. So here you have to use a simple way to tell, to write the story in your writing. Don't use a very complicated word to impress them, because the point of an article is to entertain and inform the reader, not show off your literary prowess. You got it? Okay, next is use vivid language to describe your surroundings. Travel articles are peppered with meaningless words and phrases, such as stunning, incredible, pretty, and etc. They are surely applied to your destination, but they could also apply to thousands of destinations worldwide. And I recommend you to use language that is specific to what you are describing and which allow readers to paint a pictures in their mind eye. And then the next one is give yourself time to finish. In an effort to include every fascinating writing, many travel articles finish like a high-speed train hitting the buffers, so it will leave the reader confused. Show your readers that the end is night. Think about where you started, reflect on the journey, and try to sum up this experience. So don't leave the reader confused. Okay, now I would like to tell about do's and don'ts in writing. The first one is be specific. So whenever you want to write or describe something, you have to include the attributive of that thing. For example, book. What color of that book? How many books? And for example, music. You tell that you sit in the bank of the river while listening to music. You have to tell the reader what music is it, whether it's jazz, dangdut, or anything else. And then for don'ts, don't bore the reader, make her laugh, make her cry, but never bore her. So here you can maintain, or you can make them so emotional about your story. Sometimes you make them laugh, sometimes you make them sad, and etc. Okay, next, the do one is tell a story. So the story should have a good timeline, and the series of events must hold the text together. And the last don't is don't tell. So you have to show. Here I want to give you the example. For example, if you tell the story, you will write, I sat down on the chair because I was really sad. But instead of saying that, you have to show in a scene and in detail. For example, I threw myself on the bed and pushed my face into the pillow. So, from this scene, the reader can sum up that you are very sad. Or another example is, don't write, it was going to rain, I was scared. But you have to write, the clouds threaten us from above instead. So it will create a field in your story. So the reader understand what you are telling without you tell directly what you are feeling, what you are doing. And I want to remind you guys that the places that you write perhaps will already have been written about before by someone else. So here you have a big challenge to find something new and original to say in your writing. It's not difficult, but it's not so easy actually, but I'm sure you can do it. And one important thing in writing is you have to avoid cliches. What is cliches? Cliches is some words that is overused in travel writing. It's very not recommended to use some words like hidden gems, sun-kissed beach, breathtaking tropical paradise, yeah, because it's too over. It will make the reader don't get a detailed description, and also it just make the writer lazy to describe in detail what they mean. So here, remember, you have to avoid cliches. And our last discussion is about how to take a travel photographs in a good way. The first tips is fill the frame. So you can take 2 or 3 steps forward, get closer to the people that you want to take the pictures, and make it sure they are in frame and fill the frame. Okay, now other travel photography tips is include people. You can include people in your pictures. People will speak in the picture, and the reader can know what are people doing in that place. So he will find the story interesting. And then the second one is put something in foreground. So whenever you take a pictures, you have to put the positions of the object in foreground, and it will make the pictures more interesting. Okay, that's all about travel writing. I hope after watching the video you can write better and you can produce a very great travel writing to post on your blog. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.